I move around a lot, so I know a lot of things about moving house. This poem came at the end of yet another one, and it's called Wondering Why While Wondering Where. Time spent walking the earth wears down the soul, dust, whilst packing the last of our prized possessions, moving things we thought we planted and letting emptiness reprise its position. We turn our home into a mere house, and I come across an old pair of shoes. They are well worn, and from the process of so becoming are worn down. Scuffed at the front, warm to the feel, and torn at the heel. I try to remember them being new, and all the places they've been since then. And it amuses me to think that shoes, having tongues but no eyes, cannot tell of all the places they've seen. So these shoes that have moved me through every plausible place, I now remove to put them away. In so doing, I catch sight of the heel, and its curvature strikes me. I'm wondering where the rubber that has been this sole has gone. In leaving its imprint on the earth, did it also leave little pieces of itself behind, like calling cards for the ground? And all that displaced dust, did it creep into the grooves of the soul so that, knowingly or not, I brought little pieces of everywhere here to our home, which once these shoes are packed will become only a house. In them I walked so many miles. Time spent walking the earth wears down the soul, home. We've packed everything that needed packing and stacked every box that needed stacking, and the strangers gut my house. I say as little as possible because every sound now carries an echo, and every echo makes it harder to let go and realize this is no longer my place. As silence takes hold of every audible space, I stand looking at the thin film of dust on all the surfaces. You grab my arm and we remark together how it settles so easily on our dreams, like little pieces of everywhere, stifling little pieces of us. Dreams die slow deaths, and there is nothing gentle about their passing. You grab my arm again and tell me it's time. You are not wrong. We have filled the quota of memories to be made here, and it's a long way to the new house. Between here and there, so many miles. I'm going to perform an excerpt because it's a really long poem. It's called Structural Integrity. It's a fairly emotional piece when I was going through a very rough time in Johannesburg. So I hope you enjoy it. I hate how heavy hope is. In the falling sky is a gathering storm of darkening clouds, and as they gather and form a disheartening shroud, it is taking light from the day, making night from my way. And as the storm brews nowadays, as is the norm, news is coming from both far and near, beating the drums in my ears and telling me that my taste buds will soon know the bitter ale of the tale which is told of a titan tormented. Weighed down by the gravity of his situation, he bears land mass, sea and boulders, the weight of the entire world resting on the width of his shoulders. Drawing from the stream of my consciousness, I sip from my creative juices, contenting myself that even present sufferings are things that the Creator uses. So I don't speak of the dark thoughts around which my mind keeps turning, the secret passions raging between my spine and sternum, the bleeding heart that my ribs are caging, or the war on fashion that my sleeves are waging. You see, hearts were not meant for accessories. So I'm opening these closets to air out my skeletons, trying to trade them in for armor better suited to the burden of expectation, minding the mind not to meander in the maze of the world's ways, bracing the back to be able to bear the brunt of as much as the world weighs. But the world weighs a lot, and I am weakened. I am weakened by the emptiness of my refrigerator, reminding me that I have invested too much in the mere cooling of water, and I am drowning in the deep end. I won't mince my words, but I relish Monday mornings because they mark the end of the weekend and the start of the work week, wherein I can work weak fingers to the bone, trying to make ends meet. Caught in the vice-like grip of time's crunches, realize there really are no such things as free lunches. Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out what it all really means while a debt collector's number keeps my phone ringing, ringing the tears out of my mother's pillowcase. These were precious to me. Wiping the weeping blisters out of my father's gloves. Every day that he works for this family is a labor of love. Getting these weights off my chest, bench pressing, striving to become the benchmark, the funniest man on this stage, the winner of that slam. Sometimes I swear it all feels like a big sham. Like the altered egos one hides behind to conceal the caking lumps of mud that one's real name has been dragged through. I suppose one does what one has to. Standing before you, I am a walking nervous system. But when I can't stand before the hardships, I kneel before his lordship. I am no man of the cloth, but I and them are cut from the same cloth, because in times like this, my rational mind finds my spirit quite odd, because even now I keep on trusting my God, a God whom my grandfather introduced us to. And to my shame, to this day, I have not yet stood foot at his grave, but when I finally go, I will confront gravity, though, and ask, is this all that you are good for? I'll tell life that you cannot steal my joy, and death you are going to have to wait. And I will not go gently into that good night. I will leave scars on your horizons and scorch marks on your skies. I will not be a casualty. I intend to be quite difficult about going when I die. And you will know that I was here, and that counted. I stood here, and that counted. So that was depressing. It doesn't look bad if I just do that. The next poem, something to lighten up the mood, is called Ode to Bacon, written in response to a job interview where they put in the ad that if you can write a tear-jerking poem about bacon, you're the type of guy that we want to see. So, bacon! We never knew you. Yours was the sweet savor of a Saturday morning. Scintillating scent transcending space and perhaps time, titillating taste teasing tongue and perhaps mind, placed on place while I cleared the palate amongst taste buds. You had pride of place, my mouth, your palace. Bacon, you who moved from forbidden fruit to breakfast staple. Oh, the hopeless emptiness when you are absent from the breakfast table, devoured in a flurry of gobbledygook, which howled and munched and gobbled. Now look, all that remains is a plate marked with grease stains, and the unspeakable question lingering on our brains, does it really come from a pig's rear end? Oh, my dear, dear friend, bacon, we never knew you, and perhaps that was for the best. All right, so just 3 more poems and then I'm out of here. Sometimes you break up with people. I write about that, but very briefly because I don't like to linger. This one is called Refuse. You treated me like garbage, and then decided it was beneath you to be seen sifting through the trash. So you left me, lying in a heap, lying in the heap of refuse, keeping company with all the other unwanted things for which the previous owners could now find no use. This one is called Space-Time, because sometimes, you know, she says, I need a little space. Houston called, NASA called, we need to move out there, I'm going to be an astronaut. So, she said, I need a little space. I need a little time. I need a little something to help me clear out my mind. I didn't know she was a physicist, or the value that she placed on her experiments, or that I would be one of the many things she'd leave behind, whilst looking for pieces of herself in the quiltbook fabric of space and time. All right, we're going to cue music now because this last poem, I'm going to let you know when to go. It's called Cedars of Lebanon. The expression, I'm carrying a torch for you. You know, I love you. But imagine if it was literal, if you actually had to carry a physical torch to show affection for someone. So I thought, what type of wood would you use? So I referred to the Bible, and I caught up with where God is asking King Solomon to build the temple in Jerusalem, and he asks that certain parts of it use Lebanese cedar wood, cedars of Lebanon. So I thought, you know, that one, that's what I choose. So, cue music. They're looking for us to lead them into love. For the longest time, I carried the biggest torch for you. I ripped it out of the bleeding bark of the cedar tree of Lebanon, but you don't hear me. In a treasure trove of cedar groves, there are evergreens that forever grow. Seasons change and it never shows, because these trees, they never stray, save upwards, with a bark that is etched from the marks of the stretch of striving to drink from the clouds while feet stay parched in the earth upwards, with needle-like leaves that are striving to teach buildings what it means to scrape the skies upwards, forwards. I hurtled forward towards this forest, having too often been thrown into the throes of reckless abandon, only to find my soul trampled under souls that recklessly abandoned, having wearied of being wary of false affection and feigned fealties, of distressing damsels who disdain detection whilst in reality They came with a charm that is disarming. They taught me that love is a battle, but I resigned my commission from this army. I was looking for better wars for my metaphors, so I put down my pen and my pad, and I tried to shut forever's door. But I was hurled through. Hurt and riddled with scars, I decided that I would seek shelter in this cedar's shade till it only hurt a little. And when the memory of present suffering had been reduced to a mere murmur in the chambers of my heart, I pronounced that I would love again. And though I stammered a little, I grabbed both hammer and chisel and set to carving. I took the wood from that tree, fashioned the good that could be, and I made a torch from it. I overlaid it with gold and placed it in my own two palms to hold, so that when I met you, I would recognize you to be a woman taken from the fabric of a dream, and you are. From the way that you walk, like there is a dance bound in your frame, to how even music lacks luster compared to the sound of your name, your laugh, which is a musician's invention, or your silence, which is a miner's reward. I would that you would take some of that fire in your belly, use that passion to light it, and see that I would love you from the deep ends of my heart, where the flavors of my affection are concentrated. Like a deep thought, you leave me both shaken and stirred. See that I'll proceed to bind myself to you at an altar and proceed to suckle the honey from the moon, because of time without you I have surpassed my quota. So I'm ready to give you everything, that's every dot and every iota. I would even honor the marks on your celestial body, because I understand that these aren't scars, these are hieroglyphs. Hewn into you I read them, and as I tune into your rhythm I become consumed by you, my prism. You add color to the light years of my life. So, I carried a torch with me. I ripped it, I carved it, I broke it out of the burning bosom of a cedar tree of Lebanon, to light the paths of the great trees of land, the place where God comes, because they're looking for us to lead them into love. Thank you. Thank you all so much.